Greetings, my dear Pisceans. Hey, welcome to your November 2020 reading with me. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. It's lovely to have you on board Team Celestial and be part of the energies that circulate throughout the channel and the community. Now, we have found our way, stumbled along, I guess, into November of 2020. I think a lot of us would say yay to that, because it has been a bit of a turbulent year. And we can see why, because if you look to the astrology charts, you'll understand that it was a very complex and arduous lineup right from the very get-go at the beginning of 2020, and it's still showing signs of that now. So we have moved through some of the really hefty stuff in the earlier part of the year, but we're still coming into alignments that are quite major and will still produce strong shifts. One of the things that we're coming up to is the first of the eclipses in November, which is on the 30th. It's a full moon and lunar eclipse in Gemini, and the partnership to that is on December the 14th, and that's a solar eclipse in Sagittarius. All of the eclipses this year have been quite powerful, and I think these two are set to be the same way. We also have in November, of course, the 11-11 energy on the 11th, so that's a very powerful positive energy to tap into. And even on the 1st of November, which is the 1-1-1 energy, so that is also angelic, high vibrational. You can utilize those portals of the 1-1s to focus on positive agenda that you've got, or manifesting things, or raising your own vibration. We also have Mercury stationing direct on the 3rd. We have a Friday the 13th, and on the same day Mars stationing direct. And also on the 31st of October, which is Halloween Day, which is quite a powerful day in itself, when the veils thin between the worlds, we have a blue moon energy on that day. And that's on the cusp of coming into the November energy. So I think you'll find that it's a very fueled month of astrological or lunar type energy that's going on. This may bring about changes within you and your feelings and emotions in particular. And Pisceans, you guys are very closely tied into your emotions, being the water sign, and you're also very psychic as well. So you might experience quite a lot of connection, perhaps would be a word to say, for this month of November coming up. And this may set the tone for the year ahead in 2021. I'm not sure what's happening yet with 2021. I haven't even done my year's prediction because I just haven't been able to tap into it for some reason. And just recently, I've had these really strange events occurring around time anomalies, like really weird. All of the clocks in the house were a different time, including my watch, clocks on the wall, my clock in the car. Time seemed to get lost, and it's happened over this last weekend. And here's another strange thing. I actually thought I'd done your Pisces reading last week, and it was only just today that I realized I hadn't done it. And I thought, well, that's really weird. I was convinced I had. So anyhow, there's some time energy shifts going on as well around us, and some of you will feel it and be aware of it. Some of you might notice things such as your clocks or watches altering time, or you might find yourself inadvertently late for appointments, or having missed something that you were meant to have done and you thought you'd done it. Now, I did do some intuitive work for you, and you got this kind of quite powerful messages coming through as well. And it said eruptions, energy endings and beginnings, release the old and allow the new. It also said to utilize sacred spaces and connect with the divine. And it said some of you may travel to sacred places in this month of November. You may do it intentionally, or you may find yourself on grid lines or ley lines, and you might find energy portals quite high. And this may also be a time when you notice time anomalies or adjustments taking place. You also got the messages for the color blue, for the throat chakra, for your voice, to speak and be heard, but to listen too. So wow, that was a lot to be said before we even start the reading. But let's gather these cards up. We'll shuffle them. These are the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck. So it is a full tarot deck. This is for Pisces for November 20. Do you know, I was nearly going to say 2021. So I don't know. I am having a real thing with time at the moment. I would be interested to know if any of you others have had time anomalies, or even if you've seen like repetition of numbers, you know, like the 111s or the 44s or the 555s, anything like that would be quite interesting. So this is for Pisces for November. Oh wow, the universe, one of my favorite cards, the world card, and then the third eye chakra. I love this one from his deck with the world card because it really does point up to the skies and up to the universe, and possibly to what we were just talking about, in as much that it is the astrological bodies that have governed a lot of the energies that have gone on throughout our year this year. To me, the universe card, especially with this deck, is also portending to the fact that it's just a cycle in life that is occurring and we can't stop it. So for some of you, you might find this becomes a very intense time of change and heading in new directions. The world card is all about having come to a point in life where you have obtained knowledge, awareness and understanding, and perhaps even become very accomplished at something, and are now ready to leave that field behind you per se and move into a new paradigm of it, or jump up a level. Sometimes this could be associated with your job or career. You might have qualified with something, you might be given a promotion, you might be applying for promotions, or even change your field of career completely. Some of you might have been nurses or doctors or lawyers, and you want to suddenly go and become spiritual counselors, or you might be with the garden or out with nature. It might be the other way around. You know, there are so many opportunities when the world card turns up. It can also represent travel. But in this day and age, we don't see travel quite so much. So maybe it is more within the mind, travel to somewhere or something different, or acquiring these new skills, or changing something out. It can be meeting new people and forming very deep bonds with these people, new friendships, some of which can be romantic. But if it's not romantic, they can be extremely good friends that become very close. Partnerships of some sort, could be business partnerships, but may just be a friendship, that evolve and turn into be very long-lasting, committed friendships within relationships. The third eye chakra is quite interesting because if you look at the face of the universe, we see very clearly just the face of this person, and of course the third eye chakra is right up here. So we're being brought to this attention field in this part of your body. Some of you may feel, see, experience, hear, understand psychic messages to a greater degree during this period. You might find tingling sensations through that part of your body, as well as your pineal gland is awakened to high vibrations that are coming in to the earth through the cosmic gate, through the cosmic portal fields, and through the alignments of the planets. Some of you might receive dreams that give you messages or insight, or particularly on and around that 31st of October and 1st of November, you might experience feeling deja vu, time anomalies, or feeling people who have passed over, like dearly close loved people in your life who have gone to spirit. You might feel them very closely by you. You might see messages from them. You might come across feathers or coins or other synchronistic events that point you to feeling their connection around you. For some of you, this could mean that this area of your body is blocked and you need to open it and have it cleared. And it could be that you are shutting down to messages coming in from the etheric realm or from the cosmic realm. Wearing purple, meditating with that area of the body, enhancing that, listening to vibrational music along those lines could be very beneficial in helping to unblock that area. It's also where we tune into making decisions in life, and we can come across some very accurate decisions for ourselves if we listen to that part of us, the psychic self. So if you've been finding that you've had problems making decisions or trying to find out where you want to head for the future, it might be that that area of life was blocked. And we could just get one of these lovely crystals to put at the top of that card to activate that energy field for you while the reading is on. So what else is in store here for Pisces for November? Number 4, the Authority card, which is the Emperor. He's often an Aries type of person, or he can represent things that happen in and around March or April. Sometimes when he turns up, you can feel as though authority is governing your life one way or another, and this can be felt with the presence of people like bosses, so people who employ you, or someone who is bossy in your life, who is dictating to you how things should be run or when they should be done. So sometimes this is like a really good thing, because this authority person can be a mentor, or he could be a lawyer, an accountant, a tax man, so someone who is dealing with your finances. It might be that some of you are applying for a loan and he might be the person that helps you achieve that. Other times you could find his presence is not required, or you're finding him stifling. Either way, whichever one this falls in for you, it's up to you how to think or feel about it. By connecting with your third eye chakra, you might be able to come to answers within as to whether or not his advice is good and needed and worthy, or as to whether or not you want to stand up and be heard, but do some listening as well, which was of course part of your message that arrived at the beginning. So what else is there? Oh, there's a few there. The Truth, so another major arcana. So if you look at these cards here, technically we have 4 major arcana cards. They all have the black borders around them, which my interpretation of this deck is that they equally hold as much power as all of the major arcanas. Because of course this is a chakra card, it's not traditionally a major arcana, but the power of it and the essence behind it is very powerful. So you've got 21 and 20 now. Truth is the Judgment card, and this is about waking up to the realization that something is going to change in your life. And we're also staring back out at the cosmos with this card, and he is staring into space, leading me to think that the astrological lineup that is coming again is very powerful for you. So if we put those two together, they are talking to each other at some quite deep level. The Judgment card again has messages of listening, and listening to not necessarily verbal words from another person, but listening to the greater expanse of life and figuring out what you want, where you want to be, how you want to do it. And sometimes this means that a whole paradigm will be shifting for you. It can mean leaving others behind. It can mean changing things out, becoming different at different levels of your personality or your understanding of what and who you thought you were. It can mean an adjustment in your integrity values as well. So it is heading to be a very big reading for you guys with these major arcana cards that has come out. It does also talk about balance, because he is on the scales. So sometimes this means something will be brought into balance that may have been out of balance, and it could be to do with listening or hearing something. There could be something around your ears or that part of your head, and we've talked about that before with the tingling sensation in the third eye, that you may need adjustment for. Some of you may have had a hearing problem such as tinnitus or not being able to hear something clearly. It feels to me as though this needs to definitely be clarified. There's something that you guys need to hear that you either haven't been listening to, which could be very personal about yourself, or it's something to do with more, in the here and now world about contracts or other people or something that you're signing up for or going along with. Rest and rejuvenate is the 4 of Swords. Oh wow. And number 2 is the spiritual union. So the rest and rejuvenate is a little bit of a message to take the time out and really give your body the nourishment it needs at both the mind and the physical perspective. So the card is fairly simple in terms of what it's telling you. It can also say that you could be going away somewhere, like a brief gathering or a brief going away. And oftentimes this can be with one person, but if not, then with someone quite special, and that the time away is very benevolent or beneficial to you and your soul's nurturing and energy field. It has come in with the spiritual union card in some form of relationship with it. So there is a possibility that there will be an enhancement of this spiritual awakening or awareness for you in the month of November. Sometimes when this card comes in, it does mean an intimate partnership. So it can mean the, if you like, the retaking of vows between currently existing partners. And when I say that, I don't mean that you actually go along and have a marriage ceremony again, but it's like the retaking of your spiritual vows. So you start talking to each other at a greater spiritual depth, and you begin to rise again in the connectedness of light and the energy of the cosmos, and that brings about this very deep spiritual bond or connection between the two souls. So there's a possibility that this could happen with existing relationships that are already in place. And sometimes it doesn't have to be the intimate relationship, it can be very deep friendships or other forms of partnership as well. It can even represent business partnerships that could be forming or could be already in place. And the other thing that this can represent is twin flame love, of course, coming in. And we've talked about twin flame energy before. There's a lot of information about it on the internet. It is it's a complex energy field, but basically it is very much about the spiritual evolution and the giving of love to the cosmic energy field. So a powerful card and a great one to receive in a reading. So with that, I think we will move into another deck of cards, and we will use this deck here. This is a goddess deck of energy cards. This is for Pisces for November 2020. Green Tara, start delegating. Ask others, including Green Tara, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So if you have been taking on a lot or feeling as though you've been committed to a lot, or as if other people are needy of you, whether it's time or service or emotional support or even physical support, then this is obviously a message for you to listen, to start the delegating and hand some things out. And this might be why some of you feel the need or should take a break and have a rest and rejuvenation. So remember to put yourself first in this month of November, because I think it is going to be a fairly big month for you guys in many different ways. There's some lovely Green Tara meditations on the likes of YouTube that you can download and listen to as well, and bring that energy field into play. Now I see we've also got this one, Sig, and it says quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate and contemplate. And again, we've got the beautiful cosmic energy in the background. So this is kind of like a third message, I guess, about this time out, resting and contemplating. It's as if you guys are really in this position of pondering, where do I head next, or what is it I'm seeking, or where am I going with life? And that comes back to the universe, about this getting to the end point of something and having matured to a degree of awareness, knowledge and understanding that your journey is always evolutionary in nature, and that we are perpetually changing. And we change often through our quiet times, and that's when we can make decisions and when we can reach a harmony point within our own auric field or our own energy field, and enable us to find out our answers to our questions. So there's some powerful messages coming in for you. It's definitely, to me, a month about you and honouring the you that you are, and making sure that you are listening. What else is in here for Pisces? Oh, well, that's a lot to jump out for this deck. Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourselves, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. And we've had the spiritual union card, which is divine love as well. And you've also got Mary Magdalene's unconditional love. So if there is a circumstance in your life that has been tiring or trying, there's a message here for you too, to bring in the light and bring in the soul compassion, and especially for yourself and also for others, that it may have been a difficult situation to understand. Love is at the heart of every matter, and when we take love into situations, we can bring about more healing for ourselves especially, and for the situation at a quicker and deeper level. Ah, lovely. Beautiful soft pink that's come in with these last two. This glorious background of pink. And that says leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. So whatever your desire might be at this point in time, they're saying take a leap of faith. Diana, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So again, this is all about you. I feel very strongly this month, even though there will obviously be people around you, this is time for Pisces to focus on their energy field and what you want and where you want to head. I would say especially as we move into 2021, because a lot of us are saying, you know, so much has changed in this year of 2020 that a lot of our directions and thoughts and even circumstances have been changed by something other than us, that we're questioning things again, and we're questioning what do we want and where do we want to go. Woman holding a coin could be someone offering you something with a financial implication. It could be a loan, which we've talked about before. It could be a bequeathment. It could be a lucky bit of a windfall. It could be a proposition or an opportunity around finances or career sector as well. So, oh, how nice. Happy family. This is a beautiful card to receive, and you've had a lot of love and light coming in. This could be a family that already currently exists and is feeling the bonds of love and joy, and it might be too that you experience it around areas like this where water is involved, or bodies of water. It could be the bringing together of family members who have been apart for a while, or a new blended family coming together, or the addition of a family member. It could be like a baby, or it could even be a pet brought into your family. But it harbours love and contentment and nurturing, and the bonds of people together that support each other. I also feel that there's passed over people involved in this card, because perhaps of the white they're wearing, and they look very spiritual and etheric. One of them may be a female like this, and again this could be that they are making a connection with you, and that you feel their presence in the month of November. So just a little bit to finish off the reading for Pisces for November. What would you like them to see, know, or understand? The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So again, this is just a message for you about focusing on something that you are wanting to materialize. Winter is coming soon for the Northern Hemisphere, for those of you in the Northern listening. So if there's something you're wanting to manifest, really put this plan into action and let the focus of desire come into shape so that it is activated for you sooner rather than later. For the Southern Hemisphere, our winter is a long way away, as we've just come out of it. So that seems a long away message to me. I'm not sure how to interpret that. It could be that you have a while to go for your particular aspirations to manifest. Yeah, I'm not sure for the Southern Hemisphere what the winter could mean. It could be a timeline card, which is referencing almost a year away because we've just come out of winter. Or it could be referencing the energies of winter, as in quiet time, or perhaps something to do with the Northern Hemisphere's winter that might be part of your answer or your quest, one way or another. One more from this deck for Pisces to close their reading off for November. I think you can see it is an active month, but there's a lot of positivity within these cards. I do feel that you need to focus on yourselves, and you really need to focus on nurturing yourself and making decisions about where you're wanting to head as you move forward, and what direction, and some changes that are taking place. Let's see what that one is. Patience, please. What you are asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unforeseen factors that need to occur first. That might be answering what we were questioning with the Southern Hemisphere viewers about this answer to your prayers and affirmations, which is coming in winter, which is a long way away for us down here. But maybe there is something that's being adhered to some timeline that we don't necessarily see and we can't have all the answers to, so it might be a little way away. For others of you, the patience will, because this is a general reading, the timeline is open to discernment as to what the patience will mean for you. Is it days, weeks, or months? That's something that I guess you will have to meditate with and focus on a little bit. But some really interesting answers and some really interesting messages that have arrived for you guys, especially through those first lot of cards that were quite full on in terms of denoting change and being the four major arcanas. Change and awareness and growth and becoming ready for the next cycle of life, I suspect. And then also these beautiful ones honouring love and spirituality in particular. There were quite a few really when we add those all together. The family of love and the bonds of a family, the unconditional love from Mary Magdalene, and the spiritual union. Those three are very, very powerful in their own rights. And then of course we had Green Tara energy as well for you to call on, and all these others. They all add into a wonderful reading. So thank you guys for tuning in, for subbing the channel, leaving your comments, which is great to see, and I think the whole community enjoy reading each other's comments and being able to be part of a support network for whatever issues are there, as well as positive comments. Check your moon and rising signs. I'm sure you will find interesting information in those as well. So I wish you all much love and harmony and growth and spiritual awakening for November. Take care, everyone. Much love. Namaste.